Hello everyone, welcome to Prince on Air, and today we are going to start our new topic that is related to the chapter number 1, that is solid state, and the topic name is closed pack structures. Okay, that is the most important topic of this chapter and just critical topic. Okay, because sometimes we are not able to visualize all that factors, all that balls, all that close packings. Okay, so I will show you some visualize effects, okay, here, so that you can understand all that factors easily. And today I was just looking for your doubts also. Okay, some of the doubts I have replied there, some doubts were pending, so I will reply as soon as possible. Okay, so let's start the topic. And one more thing I just want to mention here: if you are having any doubt in any topic, okay, means in any topic that is related to the running chapters, okay, so you can ask in the doubt counter session. Okay, clear? And without any hesitation you can post any doubt related to the topic there. Okay, and some students which have posted the doubt there and they have that their doubts are not covered in during that time, they can post once again. Okay, so it will be more possible for me to see that doubts firstly. Okay, clear? So yeah, some if you are not agree with the replies, you can ask me that doubts once again. Okay, and some students have written the doubts in not appropriate manner, so they can ask it properly. Okay, at least it should be there. Okay, so now let's start the topic. See, what is close packing here? Have you seen that box? Okay, have you ever seen the box filled with the balls, like a box filled with balls? Yes or no? Okay, these balls are just packed and which are very close to each other, so that's why that are said to be as closely packed. Okay, so now what is close packing in crystals? The packing of spheres takes place in such a way that they occupy maximum space. Maximum space means there should be minimum, you can say that minimum empty space should be there. Okay, no doubt this empty space is here, but the there should be minimum empty space, okay, and maximum occupied space. Clear? So now you can see here the packing of a sphere takes place in such a way that they occupy the maximum available space and there is minimum empty space. Okay, hence the crystal has maximum density, and this type of packing is known as close packing. Okay, means if the packing is like in this way, means the crystals or the particles are occupying maximum space and minimum empty space is there. Okay, and in that way the density of the crystal will be higher, so that is known as close packing. Okay, just in this simple language. Okay, clear? Now we have to discuss about the types of close packing here. Okay, in 1 dimension, in 2 dimension, and in 3 dimension also. So most important will be 3 dimension here. Okay, that we will discuss here. Firstly, to stay on the step. Okay, but step by step, firstly we have to clarify that concept. No, firstly we will discuss about the 1D and afterwards 2D, then afterwards we will move on 3D. Clear? So firstly, what is 1D? What is 1D? 1D is 1 dimensional. Okay, means it will be in a single linear line. Clear? Like here you can see the single linear line, the particles are arranged. Okay, in 2D there should be a length and breadth of the crystal structure. Okay, means the layer will have length and breadth also. In case of 3D there will be length, breadth and height also. Okay, so that we will discuss in the next lecture sections also. Here firstly, one by one we have to cover here the close packing in 1 dimension. It means in 1 dimension close packing, the spheres are arranged in a row. Okay, in a single row they are arranged. Okay, and adjacent atoms are in contact with each other, means these atoms are in contact with each other. Okay, and if you are looking at the particular atom, if you are looking at a particular atom, any random atom like here, okay, it will touch nearby two atoms or neighboring two atoms, okay. So the given atom touching to the neighboring atoms, how many atoms it's touching, that is known as coordination number, okay, of a given element or atom which is touching to the neighboring atoms, okay. How many atoms it is touching, that is known as its coordination number, okay. And the number of the nearest neighbor particles, you can say, that is the coordination number, okay. So in one dimension it is touching in only two atoms, no, so that's why its coordination number will be 2. Its coordination number will be 2. Clear? So in one dimension the closed packing coordination number is equals to 2. Clear? Is it clear now? So let's move to next part. Now we have to discuss about the closed packing in 2D. 2D means 2 dimensions, okay. So now we have to discuss about the closed packing in 2 dimensions. See, in 2 dimensional the closed packing, there will be the two basic basis, means that I will explain in the board, okay. See here, in 2 dimensions what you will see, okay, in 2 dimensions, no, there are 2 possibilities, okay. Okay, there are 2 possibilities. How? See, we can arrange that particles in the 2 manners. Firstly, what we can do one thing, we can arrange that particles, okay, like in this way, and just we can place the another layer similar to it, okay. So it will be like, okay, similarly okay, clear. So in that way, if we are considering this layer is as A, it will also be considered as A because all are similar, so it will be A, it will be A. So this type of layers or that structure will be considered as A type closed packing, okay, in 2 dimensions. Clear? Here if we are seeing, if we are looking at if you are looking any of the particles, like here, if I am considering that particle, and to how many particles, to how many atoms are just neighbor to it and it's touching directly, 1 2 3 4, okay, it is touching to the 4 atoms, means neighboring atoms are 4, so its coordination number will be 4, its coordination number should be 4. Clear? Okay, then. So if you are just joining the centers of these particles, see, if I am going to joining these centers of these particles, see here, which structure is formed here, that is square, okay, that is square. So it is also known as square closed packed structure in 2 dimension. Clear? That is the main part here, okay. So first, that is the first possibility. Now second possibility is, you can note it down first, or if you want to take the screenshot, you can take it. Clear? Now second possibility we have to discuss. Wait. Now second possibility we have to discuss here. Okay, second possibility. In that case, what we have to do? We have that particles arrangement here. Okay, and in this case, you will see that there is some depressions occur. Okay, so you can see the depressions here. So what you have to do? You have to make that particles here. Okay, in the depression parts. Clear? Clear? And afterwards, once again, if you will put once again that particles in these depressions, you will see that particles are just similar. The upper layer and that first layer and the third layer is similar. Okay. Okay. Clear? Once again, one more layer we can make. Okay, clear? Now most important point here. So these both layers are not similar to each other. So that's why consider this one is A, this one is B, and these both are similar. So that's why this one is A and it will also be A, and these both are similar. So that's why we consider it as B. So these types of close packing will be considered as AB type close packing in two dimensions. Clear? Clear? That's clear. Now one more thing we can see here. So now here I am going to consider only a one particle, that is this one. Okay, and see that particle how many atoms it is touching, to how many atoms neighboring atoms it is touching directly. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 particles it is touching directly. Okay, see now here if I am just joining these particles. Okay, firstly its coordination number should will come out to be 6 here. Okay, so its coordination number is 6, and if I am going to join these particles center, okay, means if I am going to join the centers of these particles, it will form hexagon. So this type of close packing is also known as hexagonal close packing in 2 dimensions. Clear? Clear? Is it clear now? Now you can move on the next this part. See that we have discussed square close packing, and this one is the hexagonal close packing. So now we can discuss about on the basis of the theory part. Okay. So in 2-dimensional close packing, a row of close packed sphere is stacked means placed. Okay, to obtain 2-dimensional pattern, this stacking is done in the 2 ways. Okay, so first one will be square close packing. Okay, square close packing. The second row can be placed exactly below the first row. Okay, in the close packing, this type of packing is crystalline solid. In crystalline solid is known as square close packing in 2 dimensions, that we have discussed already. Okay, now what is hexagonal close packing? Hexagonal close packing, here you can see that square close packing. Now hexagonal close packing, the second row can be placed below the first row in staggered manner. Okay, in staggered manner, and the spheres fit in the depressions. Okay, depressions. Okay, you can see the depressions here also, and here we have placed the second layer. Okay, and in the first row, this type of packing in solids is known as hexagonal close packing in 2 dimensions. Clear? Is it clear now? Now move on the next part. Okay, See, now we have to discuss about the close packing in 3 dimensions. Okay, close packing in 3 dimensions. Firstly, I will explain on the blackboard, and afterwards we will move on this part. Yes. Okay, now. So now here we have to discuss about the close packing in 3 dimensions. Okay, close packing in 3 dimensions. Okay, 3-dimensional close packing we have to discuss here. So firstly, what we have to do, we have to classify these close packing also. Okay, firstly we will classify the 3D close packing just from the square close packed layers. Okay, now what we have to do here, see, if I am having the particles like square close packed layers, okay, and here it will be, in that case you will see that just close packed layers. Okay, means these particles are just in the close pack, that is the first layer. In this case they have the two dimensions, length and breadth. Now we have to make that height here. Okay, height means first layer, and then second layer, then third layer. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to place the particles just like in this way on just upper to it. Okay, or you can say that in front of it, you can say. Okay, means here I am placing the second layer over it, like just similar to this one. In some books you will see another one that I will show you now, like okay. Okay, like in this way. Okay, clear? Means that this one is the first layer, this one is the first layer. Okay, and these are the back layers. Clear? Okay, so here in this case you will see the particles are just in the cubic form. Okay, means you will see that particles are just in the cubic form. Okay, so it will form a cubic form. Clear? So here you can see that, see, if we are placing that same square close packed structures in the 2-dimension form and just similar these layers one over the another, they will form the cubic forms, and that is known as simple cubic lattice. Okay, that is known as simple cubic lattice. Okay, so from 2-dimensional square close packed layer we can form the simple cubic lattice. Clear? Clear? So it will be close packing in 3 dimensions. It will be close packing in 3 dimensions. Okay, now we have to see that close packing main part is here. Okay, from 2-dimensional hexagonal close packing we have to make that here you can see that if you are giving that name, that all layers are similar, and here that names are just, you can say it will be A, okay, that back layers, okay, A, A. So these all are known as A type. All are similar. Okay, so that's why. Clear? Now we have to discuss from about the close packing in 3 dimension from 2 dimensional hexagonal close packing. Firstly, that we have discussed from the 2 dimensional square close pack layers. Now we have to discuss about the hexagonal close pack in 2 dimensions layer. Okay. So here the placing second layer over the first layer. How we can place the second layer over the first layer? How? See. Let us suppose that this one is the first layer, that light one. Okay, light balls are first layer. Okay, this one is the first layer, and we have to place the second particles on the depressions of the first layer. How? See. Okay, this one is the first layer, and another layer will be just different to it in these parts. Okay, is this visible? Not visible. So what we can do? We can do another one. Okay, clear? Next one is okay, clear? Another one will be okay. So in that way we have made that layers. It's clear. Now this one is the first layer. This one is the first layer. We have that, you can see that we have some empty spaces. We have just some empty spaces here, like here you can see. Okay, upside firstly I will make some empty spaces are there. Okay, and some empty spaces are here also. Can you see this empty spaces? Okay, so now what we have to do, what we will do here, we will cover this space. Okay, okay, once again that. Clear? Can you see this properly? Okay, so now if I am taking out, if I am picking out this one, 1, 2 and this 3, see clearly. Okay, these 2 balls, okay, this red ball, okay, at this depression part, and this void, okay, this empty space should be occupied by the another white ball. Okay, that is I have done. Now that empty space is known as here that empty space is known as tetrahedral void. Okay, tetrahedral void. Okay, void means empty space, and it is making the tetrahedral shape. If we are just look at this, their centers, and if you are just matching these centers, then they will form a tetrahedral shape. Like here you can see, if I am placing that layer, okay, and this one, So it will form tetrahedral shape. Clear? In this way it will form tetrahedral shape. That's why this void is known as tetrahedral void. Okay, now you can understand this. Now one more is there. If you want to take that screenshot, you can take it. One more we can do, one thing in another way we can do, we can make that same lines, same colored lines. Okay, clear? And then white. Clear? So if we are joining these centers, that space, that empty space between them is known as tetrahedral void. Clear? Clear? Now if you want to take that screenshot, you can take. Now I am going to move on the next part. Next one is, now we have to discuss about the octahedral void. Octahedral void, similar, it is just similar to that. Yes. Okay. Now similar hexagonal close pack chain I have made that. Okay. Afterwards, what we have to do, we can place one more thing, one more layer we can place over it. Okay. So I am going to put that layer similar in this way, that previous part. Okay, so see carefully. Now you have to see that carefully, the layer which I am going to choose. See that this one, this white, okay, this white, and two red layer. Okay, this white and these two red. Okay, and just over it there are three yellow balls, okay, or yellow spheres you can say, which are in this way. Can you see this? If I am just darking out this one, and this one, that lower balls that I have made here, okay, and that yellow one. Clear? That I have made here. And if I am these layers are in this way, and if I am just placing this layer in this way, okay, see this, I am just separating these layers. Clear? And then clear? So if you will just joining these centers, if you will join these centers or their centers, they will form octahedral shape. Okay, means in this way you can say, here I can make it properly. Clear? Now it's look like a different form. Clear? So it's a octahedral shape that will be made here. Okay, if you are placing in opposite forms, like here I can show you. Okay, it will make octahedral shape like in this way. Now we can move to the next one. See here, same things are happening here that I explained in the well manner. Tetrahedral and octahedral voids are there. Okay, how we can see that properly. So placing second layer over the first layer, this just GIF you can see carefully. Okay, this GIF you can see it that carefully, that this one is the void and that is made up of 4 balls, so it 4 spheres. Okay, so that is the tetrahedral void, and here you can see that octahedral void properly. Okay, that I have shown to you just now. Clear? Okay, so in this case you can see that layer, how we are arranged that layers in the depression parts. See that in the depression parts, here you can see, just see the yellow balls, that depression parts are here and their ball will come. Okay, so they will occupy the depression parts. Okay, clear? If any queries there related to that part, you can ask without any hesitation. Okay, now we have to discuss about the number of voids. If you can memorize, or if you can just identify the number of spheres in a given closed pack structure or unit cell, let us suppose these are n. So the octahedral voids will be n, means it will be equal to the number of particles. Okay, and the tetrahedral voids will be double of that number of particles. Okay, now we have to place the third layer over the second layer. Here we have discussed only about the second layer over the first layer. Okay, now we will discuss about the third layer over the second layer. How the covering the tetrahedral voids. Okay, now firstly we will cover the tetrahedral voids. If see, first layer was just simple, that is hexagonal closed packs in second layer, 2 dimensions. Okay, then we have placed the second layer over it in the depression parts, or the tetrahedral voids we have covered there. Okay, afterwards now there will be other formation of tetrahedral voids occur. If we are covering that tetrahedral voids, the third layer will be just similar to the first layer, so that will form a AB type of closed packing in 3 dimension. Okay, see, if we are placing the third layer over it, if we place the third layer over it, here you can see that depression, and if we are placing one or more layer over it, and it will just similar to the first layer, so it will form AB type closed packing in 3 dimensions. Okay, okay, here you can see that. If you can't imagine in proper way, no, you can see this one. Okay, for 1 or 2 minutes you can see this one properly. Can you see this properly? See, A, that third layer is just placed, and which will be similar to the first layer. Okay, now if I am getting some particles out from it, okay, that layers out from it, and that will form like in this manner. Okay, that first layer is just similar to the third layer. Okay, so in this case the particle, that central particle will just touches to the 12 spheres. Okay, that 12 neighboring particles. Okay, so in that case the coordination number will be 12. Coordination number will be 12. Okay, you will see my just energy is little bit low because of recovery from the some diseases. Okay, so that's why you have to cooperate with me now. Here you can see that properly. Okay, first A and B both are similar. Okay, and afterwards what you will see, you will just picking out some particles out of that, and you can see that these both are similar, and this one particle is touches to the 6 these balls, and 3 and 3 these balls. So total number of neighboring balls will be, that spheres will be 12. So the coordination number will be, you can see that coordination number will be 12 here. Okay, now we have to place the third layer over the second layer by covering the octahedral voids. If we are covering the octahedral voids, what are octahedral voids there? See that octahedral voids that I have shown to you, this one, this type of voids here, that empty space is there, no, that is the octahedral void. Okay, and if I am putting that balls, that next layer over it, okay, so that is the covering of octahedral void, and that layer will be just different from the first layer, means it will be just different from the all these two layers that we already placed. Clear? So now it will be different type of layer, means it A, B layer we have made. Now that third layer will be just different, so we named it as a C layer. Okay, here you can see that A, then B, then C layer is just different from these two layers. So now another layer that we are placing over the depression of these parts, it will be similar to the first layer, and next layer will be just similar to the second layer, and next layer will be similar to the third layer. Okay, clear? So here you can see how that particles are placed over one over another, and here you can see if we are putting out layers, that will form like in this way. All these three layers are different from each other, and here similarly the coordination number will be 12 once again. Okay, so this type of layer will be considered as ABC type of close packing layers. Clear? Any doubt here? Now some questions are there related to these parts. Okay, so see that question once again, once try to solve it according to yourself, and I will solve it later on now. Okay, so try to solve this question by pausing this video. The question is, a compound is formed by two elements. Okay, the compound is formed by two elements. Last time some students were having doubt, means how I am going to how I am just solving that numerical in the rough manner. So in the exam, how we have to attempt that question in the numerical form. Okay, so that I will show you in the next slide also, but in that case I am just telling you in the rough manner. Okay, so how the question is, the compound is formed by two elements X and Y, at there will be some other elements given to you. Atoms of elements Y make the CCP. CCP means, CCP arrangement means, can you tell me the CCP arrangement just similar to, see the CCP arrangement just similar to which type of arrangement, can you tell me there? Okay, so it will be just similar to FCC arrangement. Okay, if CCP arrangement is just similar to FCC arrangement, here you can note it down. Okay, it will be just similar to FCC arrangement. FCC means face centered cubic structures. Okay, so here FCC arrangement is having how many number of atoms? Number of atoms, it will be 4, as you all know in the FCC arrangement, no? Particles are at corners and also at the face centers. Clear? And those particles which are at corner, they are having contribution 1/8, and how many particles are there? That will be 8, that will become 1. So total number of particles present in at the corners are 1, and the number of particles at the face centers are 6, and their contribution is 1 by 2. So it will be 3. It will be 3 here. So total number of particles will be in the FCC arrangement 4. Clear? Is it clear now? So total number of particles in FCC arrangement will be 4. Okay. So the number of see the question, you have to see the question carefully. Atoms of Y, here X and Y array ratio we have to take. So the atoms of elements Y make CCP, means Y will make CCP, means they will have 4 atoms. Clear? Okay. Then, and those of elements X occupy all the octahedral voids. All the octahedral voids. See, that we have discussed just now. See this one, that we have discussed now. So if the number of closed packed spheres are n, here we have 4 spheres. Okay, the octahedral voids will be n. Octahedral voids will be n. So now we can move to the question here. In this case, the we have X and Y. X and Y. Y are at CCP arrangement, they are 4 particles, and in case of X, they are occupied the octahedral void. So number of X will be also equals to 4, because it will be equals to the number of particles. So the ratio will become X ratio Y is 1:1. So if the ratio is 1:1, means the formula will become X and Y. Formula will become X and Y. Clear? So how you have to write it? You can see that since atoms of Y form CCP, which is just analogous to FCC arrangement. Okay, this is a NCERT question here. So effective number of atoms of Y lattice is 4. The number of octahedral voids are equals to the number of atoms forming CCP 4. So the effective number of atoms of X in the lattice is 4. Now the ratio will be 4:4, means 1:1. So the formula will become XY. Clear? Is it clear now? Now you can see that if you want to take the screenshot, you can take it, so that you can see how we have to attempt the question in the exam also. Like in this way you have to write. Okay. So now move on to the next question. Yeah, try to solve this question yourself first. Try to solve this question by pausing this video. Okay, done. So now see that question. Atoms of element B form HCP lattice. Okay, HCP. Now it's not a CCP, it's a HCP. Okay, hexagonal closed pack that is of 3-dimensional form. Okay, lattice, and those of element A occupy 2/3 of the tetrahedral voids. Now what they are saying, 2/3 of the tetrahedral voids they have to occupy. So what is the formula of the compound formed by the elements A and B? Once again we can do like in this way, A, B. Okay. Now we don't know the number of elements of HCP lattice. Let us suppose we can take that elements n. Okay, and which element is forming the HCP lattice B? So number of elements in B is n. Okay, so here A occupy 2/3 of tetrahedral void. Now tetrahedral void will be double of the total number of elements or atoms present in the unit cell, okay, or in the lattice. So here it will be 2/3 of n, and it will become double because the voids are there. Okay, so it will be double of the total number of particles present. Clear? So it will be double here, and it's a 2/3. Clear? Now it's clear. Now what we can do, cancel n with n. It will be A ratio B 4/3:1. So it will become A ratio B 4/3. So the formula will become A4B3. Now I have written that formula in this way. Okay, and just I am explaining by mouth. So how we have to attempt in the exam also, that you can see. Can you understand the question here? A ratio B. Okay, here what they are saying, the B are at HCP lattice. So let us suppose the number of particles at H in HCP lattice it are n. Okay, so the B A are occupying the tetrahedral voids. So tetrahedral voids will become 2n. Okay, it should be equal to the number of particles, number of spheres in the lattice. So it will be 2n here, but they are occupying only 2/3 of tetrahedral void. So 2/3 we have multiplied here. Okay, so n is cancelled with n, it will become 4/3 here 1. So we have multiplied both sides with 3, it will become 3 cancelled 4, and here it will be 3. So ratio will become 4:3. So formula will become A4B3. Clear? So now how to write that question? Like in this way, you can see number of voids, tetrahedral voids will be 2n because the number of atoms of B are n. Only 2/3 of these are occupied by the atoms of element A. So the ratio of the number of elements A and B will become 2 into 2/3 ratio 1. Okay, so it will be 4/3 ratio 1. So it will be 4:3. Clear? So the formula will become A4B3. Clear? Clear? Now one more question is there, that for you all. Okay, try to solve this question once again. The compound is formed by two elements M and N. The element N forms CCP and atoms of M occupy 1/3 of tetrahedral voids. What is the formula of the compound? That is a question for you all. Okay, so try to do yourself at your home. Okay, so that is the question for you all. Okay, to try to solve this question for you at home yourself. Okay, clear? Yeah, answer I will give you. That answer is M2 N3. So try to solve this. Okay, M2 N3. Clear? Clear? So for today, that is it from my side here. If there any doubt, once again I am saying, if there any doubt, you can post it on the doubt counter. Okay, and once again I will say that keep studying and keep motivated and stay at home. Okay, because there is a very drastic conditions outside there. That's what I am saying. I've faced there. Okay, so that's what I am saying. So thanks for watching this video. See you next time.